All right, if you just joined us, you're still on to Enterprise Morning, and we're reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's get to our main conversation. Controversial crossdresser Okuneye Idris, popularly known as Bobrisky, was arrested at the Seme Border by the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) while attempting to leave the country.
He was subsequently transferred to the Forced Criminal Investigation Department FCID Annex in Alabo, Lagos, where he spent the night in detention.
Bobrisky was detained for further investigation with FCID, a spokesperson Aminat Mayogu, confirming the remand order for his continued custody.
The NIS spokesperson, Kenneth Udo, described Bobrisky as a person of interest in relation to ongoing public concerns, claiming his arrest aligned with the NIS efforts to secure Nigerians' borders.
He noted that the agency remains committed to professionalism and effective border management while handling the situation.
Moving on, Bobrisky's arrest has drawn public attention due to his high-profile status and controversial persona in Nigerian society.
Of course, the case remains under investigation by the authority. That's our report for today. Now let's have a conversation. And joining us from Abuja is High Chief Peter Ame. He's a public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, High Chief.
Good morning, High Chief.
Good morning.
Thank you so very much for your time. We appreciate you. All right, and in the studios with us, we have those joining us, Barrister Evan Sofeli, the Barrister at Law Public Affairs Analyst.
Good morning.
Thank you so very much. And of course, we still have in the studios with us Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you so much, Barrister, for hanging on.
Thank you so much, Barrister.
All right, so beautiful. So let's get to have a conversation. And I'd love to start with you, High Chief Peter Ame. Idris Okuneye, popularly known as Bobrisky, according to the Nigerian Immigration Service, was referred to as a person of interest. And of course, the dictionary says it is believed to be possibly someone who is involved in crime but has not been charged or arrested. So do you really think that term is good enough for Bobrisky when we talk about this particular case?
That whether it was good for them to arrest?
Yes, I'm talking about the term the Nigerian Immigration Service used, that he is a person of interest. Does that serve him well?
Yeah, he's a person of interest, because I don't know who is advising Bobrisky, whether it's his lawyer or his online fans. I don't know the people advising him, because one of the most, if he was invited by the House of Reps, he should have gone there. He had committed no crime, just like the investigative panel said. Yes, he would have enjoyed some privilege in the prison, but he served his prison term, and he should have gone to attend to whatever they have to say. I don't know who's making him afraid. And the way they are treating the issue, we have a lot of issues in Nigeria. I don't know why the issue of Bobrisky, maybe the Immigration Service is using it as maybe your orientation process, or how they call it, agenda. But I tell you that the facts still remain that on one hand, Bobrisky have made mistake. If you are invited by the National House of Reps, you should have gone, present your case, you have served your term, and you are out of the place. If you enjoyed privileges like television, like fridges, and air conditioning, it's not the fault. That is the fault of those who are meant to, how they call it, maintain the rules and order of the correctional centers. So those people should be brought to book, and then allow the young man to have his freedom and then have his life back together, because you know a lot of things. Obi Kubana was arrested for spraying money.
High priest. It was actually a Cubana high priest, not Obi Kubana.
Yeah, sorry. Cubana high priest was invited, was charged to court, and the lawyer presented that he was not guilty, no guilty plea. And for us to understand, there are certain things when you have lawyers that don't understand what to tell their client, or whatever they should advise them to act properly. The client comes to enter into more of the problem, because I see no reason whatsoever that would have made Bobrisky not to attend that public hearing. And that is why he's a person of interest for the Immigration Service. I don't think any other crime exists. And if you have arrested him, and if he's a person of interest, it's either you are charging him to court, or you are asking him to take him to appear forcefully before the the House of Rep within 24 hours, there's no reason for you to keep him without trial, without any communication to the public. This is against his fundamental right to move. People talk about Section 45 and all the other sections, but when you arrest a person of Bobrisky and who have served his term, as far as we are concerned, based on the report that was released by the House of Rep investigative panel report, that the only thing that was different, which I mentioned earlier, was that they enjoy some privileges. See, the fact remains that when you have a system that is not functioning properly, people will circumvent processes. And those responsible to manage, to keep discipline within this system are the one that should be, disciplined, so that other officers we start to now adjust their system. But I think Bobrisky is just being unnecessarily vilified for whatever reason society feels so. I think there must be proper, more proper explanation coming for them to have been transferring from one FCID criminal investigation centers to another, which is not. I think every right of every Nigerian citizen must be respected, and we should continue to stand for our people. People are different. People are created differently. People survive differently. People adapt differently. People, their ways of operation might not be what I want for my children or what I want for myself. But that does not mean that their right should be undermined the way Bobrisky rights is being undermined right now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, High Chief. Now let's look at this from the legal side. Looking at the NIS coming out to say they will continue to operate in professionalism. Can we see professionalism playing a role here? Because you make us understand, where was Bobrisky wrong? He was never declared wanted. And under which law were they supposed to arrest him and actually detain him?
The immigration have violated the rights of a citizen. There's nothing professional in what they have done. In fact, what they have done in law, we call it double jeopardy for the victim, which is Bobrisky. He has served a prison term. However complicated the prison term is assumed to be, whether it was in the prison or in any private facility or whatsoever, whoever made that possible, if it were true, is a different case entirely. Okay? Now, these are citizens that have a right to movement. The case he was supposed to attend at the House of Rep, the law said that you can come for such or be represented by a lawyer of your choice. He has no obligation to be in that place by whatsoever standard. Okay? So the fact that he's an irregular citizen, by my own definition, does not mean that he should be vilified at every point in time. You understand? The rights and privileges that accrue to all of us as citizens must be extended to him wholesomely. And so, the immigration coming out to say they will continue to work on professionalism and the rest of that, I disagree. Because this same immigration, we have seen how they collect gratification to allow arms to come to the country, to allow drugs to come to the country, to allow illicit and contraband to get into the country. He possesses a passport. The next country after Nigeria is a West African country. Our passport is the a.k.a. passport. You can move. There's nothing that encumbers him. Now, because they could not find any word to use, they say it's a person of interest. What does that mean under the law? It doesn't mean anything. It's a person of interest. How?
Someone who has committed crime is found guilty, but hasn't been charged.
No. See, he has not committed any crime. The one he committed supposedly, he has served the term. And in law, once you have served the term of an offense, any other attempt to orchestrate you into further punishment, having served that term, is called double jeopardy. It means, therefore, that Bobrisky is being retried. This matter is being litigated by ignorant law enforcement agents, including the police that put him in that FCID. It's wrong. You don't do that to a citizen, and everybody is quiet. Well, in fact, we should all be on the street. We should all assemble on his behalf. Yes, to fight against illegality, it could have been any other person. And it's wrong. So this country, they keep, each time I come to do analysis, I go back, my blood pressure is rising. Because this country, they have failed to do the right thing. It's wrong. You don't take people like that. It needs to go to court, really, to sue the immigration and the police. And he should ask for serious damage because we have violated his rights as a citizen of the country. That we don't take our citizenship serious in this country. It's part of the problem why we are not growing. Everybody seems diminished. Is it because of poverty? This is very, very wrong. We shouldn't condone this at all.
All right. So while, of course, we look at this, Barrister Tunji, let's look at this, looking at the duties, miscellaneous and supplementary responsibility of the NIS. So one of them is they have a laundry list here, but one of them says power to prohibit departure. Power to prohibit departure. Now, in that responsibility, it's not stated, there's no caveat to what is in there for them to ensure that is done. So if that is part of their responsibility and they enforce it, is that bad? Is it bad?
Power to prevent departure of what? That's ambiguous. That's not too clear. You see, in as much as I am not a supporter of he or she, that is Bobrisky. I am not a supporter of it. I'm not a fan. We are talking law here. The National Assembly, do they have the right to invite anybody? Yes, we don't empower them. Are you under obligation to attend? Yeah, for me, that is debatable. You are not under obligation. You can say you're a lawyer. And is there anywhere in that law which empowers the National Assembly to invite you to say if you fail to come, you have committed an offense? Which offense? I'm not aware. And you can't be prosecuted for anything or you can't be arrested for anything except that you have committed an offense. What offense are this man or he or she committed? I'm not aware.
Let's not forget, Barrister Tunji, there's
allegation of
yes, a videotape, defamation against the EFCC, against Femi Falana, against.
That's a different thing. Okay. In fact, it's only in the year that we have now made defamation become a criminal matter. Defamation usually is an ordinary civil matter. But in Nigeria today, we have now criminalized it. It's not a criminal matter for you to defame now. When you defame me, if you believe you have defamed my character, I go to court. Mr. Falana, what has he done? He's in court. If the NIC and the prison and EFCC believe that they have been defamed by, but they go to court in civil way. Or if they have a criminal, like I said, we now have criminal defamation in Nigeria. They go to court against her. You see, all these attempts of arresting Bobrisky, of taking PDM to court, or this and that, is an attempt to cover up the expose by PDM. People are not talking about the important message given to us or important expose given to us by PDM. Nobody is talking about it again. Even the National are not investigating that. What they are investigating is where these are. You see, it's an attempt. You are not seeing them put more pressure or put more interest in that expose. Even though I hear that the report already that says that those things they say was not correct or something. Yes, I'm not surprised. But for me, I as a lawyer, I know that what they say happen are common factors in our system. So for me, what my worry is that I've been trying to wrap my head to know which offense can we say this man has committed or this girl has committed. I don't know. I've not seen. But I want to rely on the law thing that says, God forbid, that lawyer knows all the law. I don't know which offense he has committed, and I'm expecting them to come and even tell us now. How can you be saying somebody for? If our law says even if you are alleged of committing crime, you have to be taken to court within 48 hours or at most within 24 hours or at most 48 hours. What are they investigating? What are they investigating? That somebody wants to drop? You see, when you don't have quality lawyer, when you don't believe in the knowledge of lawyers, when you don't have that exposure, that look, as a person that is influential or that you have whatever, you need a lawyer that is capable, or you are not ready to pay for professional services, you will entitle it out in this he or she is a country. Because I don't believe he or she has a lawyer. Or if he has, maybe probably he has a lawyer that will collect just a adashi.
Thank you.
Now, when you invest in lawyers, you will get quality service. And if he has good lawyers, he or she will not be facing this one. If Don't let me even give you that.
Thank you very much, Atunde. Hi, Chief. Let's look at it from this angle at this point. Can we say, Bobrisky, that Idris is suffering the aftermath of actually exposing deep secrets of his experience when he actually was not, or when he actually was detained, but not detained in the right way? Let me give you an insight. Okay, when he said he went to prison, but he didn't go through the right means and he was not in the cell in court, but he was actually kept in a safe place. Is he now suffering for the aftermath of actually exposing the way and the structure they operate with for VIP personnel?
He has denied the statement too.
Though he denied it though.
For me, I'll speak on both sides. One, for my brothers who are in the studio, they have spoken very well. And why I said that Bobrisky should have honored the House of Rep invitation, because his lawyer, I don't believe his lawyer was there. I don't believe he was there. You understand? Because sometimes these investigations are harmless and they are politically motivated to undermine the fundamental human rights that granted to Bobrisky himself. You see, to Nigerians, when you are silent where freedom are being stripped from others, they will come for yours next. And it's very important that in the situation of such situation, that we should not form any neutrality. Bobrisky they have done something, spoken to someone in private. That person has exposed his information to certain person, for that whatever reason they want to expose it. I think the only information government agencies should carry out of this is how to strengthen our services and strengthen our operational performance system. That is the only information government should have taken from this, and then investigate further and look at those who have been undermining the operation and the processes that have been established, when it comes to correctional facilities. And when we do that, that will now further make these agencies work efficiently. So, harassing Bobrisky, like my last friend, the lawyer talked about, is undermining this fundamental right. You can't just keep him incommunicado. You can't just lock him up without any communication. And in this situation, we cannot form any neutrality because it will also amount to injustice. And we will choose the side that protects the right of the citizens. And Bobrisky is a bona fide citizen of this country. He has the right to travel. What I'm saying that he has a poorly trained lawyer or he has no lawyer. It's because what made the immigration service to arrest him said that he sent somebody to come and stamp his passport. If he had a lawyer, the lawyer will walk him to a point where the passport will stamp. Very justly. So these are the kind of challenges, the kind of missteps that he has taken. That is making a Nigerian government agency think they are performing one very special function. It is for the FCID. It is very, very important that they release Bobrisky immediately and then charge him to court if they found that he has committed offense. But charging Bobrisky to court for saying or speaking on phone to somebody, say that I had this kind of experience in prison, she should not even be the subject matter of our discussion. I shouldn't even be a subject matter why Bobrisky is being harassed. So for me today, I stand with the two lawyers in the studio, and the other who talked about double jeopardy when you have been tried, serve the crowd the term of sentence, and then you are still undergoing this embarrassment and all sorts of things. Democracy cannot thrive. We cannot enjoy the rule of law when we feel one person that is not part of us or does not behave like us is treated as an outcast. The others will eventually have their day when they will not also have a voice to speak for them. So for speaking fairly and squarely, the law should always take its course, must take its course justly, in a way that the right of the Nigerian citizen in question is not undermined. What the FCID is doing today is a use of state power in a wrong way. And Bobrisky must also have, unanimously, we are speaking today for Bobrisky. I've never met him. I've never met the lawyers in the studio. And we are speaking in the defense of his fundamental human rights, which is very cardinal. But I do not see the investigative report inviting the person who was in charge of the correctional services where Bobrisky served, who has now been promoted to Assistant Controller General of Prisons or something. I've not seen any invitation to him. I've not even seen any kind of panel to investigate this decision for that. So it is wrong that they have found a scapegoat in Bob's history and they are punching him like a punching bag, and they are trying to weaken his sense of how they call it, commitment to be a human being. You can't do that to anybody, and at the end of the day, the person remains normal. You can see at the time, Bobrisky came out and posted that he's at the verge of committing suicide. He said that. So how do you treat any human being like that? If you want to talk about National Rotation Agency, to talk to people, you shouldn't use any government agency in a way that suppresses the right of any individual. And I'm against that. I will always stand against that. And I thank my brother for even putting more light from a legal perspective and making it casting a shadow to the activities of the Nigerian agencies. We should not accept this, because there's no way. Look at the police. Everybody's just using the opportunity to shine with Bobrisky. Everybody's using it. I do not even understand the reason why they are treating the young man like this. If you have a case, the man has come forward, he pleaded guilty. For me, I would felt he pleaded guilty wrongly, because the police, the money spraying law is under the CBN Act. That is why you find out that said not guilty. Because if we are going to try that case, go and look at the Act. It's under the CBN Act. And it's only the police that can try all case without any restriction.
All right.
The FCC Act is restrictive.
All right. Thank you so
I said to my lawyer, they analyzed this thing. I'm not a lawyer. They read it, more than 4 lawyers. And so that if he had a good lawyer in the first place, he won't go plead guilty since the trial is coming from the FCC.
He also has no jurisdiction.
He has an incompetent lawyer.
All right, very
that
true.
pushed him above the wall.
Thank you so very much, Barrister Vanzo Ofeli. We are not holding brief for the NIS here, but if you look at the duties of that particular agency, I want to believe it is not far from the truth if they do what they need to do. Let's assume Bobrisky went through the borders to Seme and possibly found himself in any parts of the world. Don't you think same Nigerians would come and still cry foul how that the NIS had not done a good enough job in ensuring that the documentation was properly done? Possibly, let's assume the matter in question, the audio bite in question, is secretly under investigation. Don't you think Nigerians will come out to call the NIS culpable for not have held him if he had succeeded in leaving the country?
Why should they have come out and called him call the NIS out? Is Bobrisky declared wanted? Was he a wanted person?
But in investigation, because I would love you to clarify this, in investigation, is it always possible to have everything in the open? Isn't it possible to have investigation go on secretly while the person in question is being taken care of without necessarily allowing him leave? Don't you think it's possible?
Yes, so investigation is ongoing, okay, on the matter under reference. And the only institution that is actively working on that case is the National House of Rep. And the House of Rep is investigating Bobrisky and Very Dark Man and the statement and utterances made by them. Okay, those whom they have indicted have not been invited, questioned, or whatsoever. The main issue is the case of, he said he didn't serve the jail term in jail, which you have a recording to that effect, which is an evidence. And evidence can be admissible or inadmissible, depending on how it is tendered and depending on how it is procured. It is in court that you get to see the science of evidence and how it can be admissible or not. Here I deny that. I'm not holding proof on whether it was true or not. The major issue here is that in the last hearing, he sent a representative. Okay? This particular one, we don't know whether there was a representative or not. But he's not wanted. He's not under any obligation whatsoever to go for that hearing. If he has a legal practitioner of his choice, who's there? You understand? Now, he was leaving the country through the land border. Okay? And then you intercept him as you couldn't find a name to call him, so you called him a person of interest. Okay, and the rest of that. Why should you? Because if it's somebody that is declared wanted, what they do, they put the person's name on watch lists. Okay, watch list would mean all the border areas they will have it. Immigration will have it. The airport authorities and immigration at the airport, all the exit areas of the country will have it. So once you get to that point, they do a quick check. Even when you travel, when they take your passport and they are doing all those things, they are checking whether you are on watch list to anybody. Okay, and if you are on watch list, they will, and do all that. But in this particular case, this person has been convicted, have served a jail term. Now, an information leaked. You see, what she said, or what he said, that he didn't serve a jail term in jail, it's not an offense.
It's not an offense.
It's not an offense.
Really?
What is the offense there?
So when someone
except you find out that he gave bribe, which is not in the story.
So is it legal for somebody to serve sentence outside of the correctional center?
That is an allegation.
Okay.
That's an allegation. If he escaped and is caught, that's an offense. But if he's telling you that I went to prison, but this is where they took me to,
okay,
what is the offense in that one? So if he had bribed them, then bribery is an offense in our law book. You see, you cannot convict anyone or try anyone or arrest anyone on an issue that is not written in the law as an offense and the penalty prescribed thereof in the law. Fagbemi, Alco versus Fagbemi. It's a locus classicus. In that case, somebody was accused of adultery in the South and was charged to court. When they got to court, the defense counsel now raised an perennial objection. You have accused this person of adultery in the South. Under our criminal laws, the criminal code, adultery is not stated as an offense, and there's no penalty prescribed thereof. And you want to charge him. In the North, you have it stated as an offense, and the penalty prescribed thereof. In the South, it's not an offense. So many things we go about with our moral code, moral policing. That's what what's going on here. When I was defending the commercial sex workers in Allen Avenue, they were calling me all sorts of names. Is it an offense under our law? Why don't you criminalize it in the law and specifically state you will not charge them for conduct likely to breach public peace? Mm-hmm. How is commercial sex work in conduct likely to breach public peace? So sometimes, you see, if we are going to go strictly by the law, law knows no morals. Oh, yes, take your Christianity, your Islam, everything, take it away from law. Law is what law is. You understand? And a strict adherence to the rule of law is what determines development. But if we come to the front, start to bring all these other considerations, all these considerations here and there, we're diminishing our law, we're diminishing our people. You cannot do that. There are countries where his own is even properly defined. That he said, I am a male, then I move to female. That was even defined. Go to the West. There are some people that say they're genderless. What will you do?
Well, according to the constitution, it permits them, but here in Nigeria, it doesn't.
There's a law against it. There's no law against that. Well, we have a law against gay, homosexuality, and all that. You don't have a law against being binary or being in between male or female,
cross-dressing,
or cross-dressing.
Well, also of amendment.
So you need amendment. You understand?
So sometimes these are journalists. When you follow the newspaper report headlines, you get. There are so many. There have been in court whereby the kid I did. When he was the second day, it was even thing.
Usually, I've seen that.
Like yesterday, that they was taking PDP. Went to go for Saturday. There was nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
There was nothing like that. There is anyway.
And it's trending.
Even major TVs are saying it and they are promoting. There was no case filed anywhere to ask for any study of that. That's just by the way. So what I'm saying is that most times this issue is not sentimental.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Sorry, I'm not about law here.
Yeah.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of he or she. Okay. I don't
know where she is. I don't know her.
I
don't like injustice.
When you know law, just because you don't like somebody, tomorrow that law, and it happens for our former CJ, the one that was removed by expertise.
Yeah.
When Saraki was being charged at CCTC or whatever,
yes,
they challenged the decision of the court that he doesn't have the power to do that. The same Onoge said they can do it. At the same time, they used it against him. He was saying the same thing that he was saying that time. And they said, no, you cannot appropriate and reprobate. So if you don't stand for somebody now, nobody will stand for you.
Now, Barrister Tunji, now talking about strict adherence to the rule of law brings about development. Can we say this are different agencies like the NIS, the police and co, they are adhering to the rule of law, and should we say they are the cause why we don't have development, because they are not going according to the rule of law?
They don't go by law. You see, what we have in this country, and that's why the governors are challenging the FCC Act, because they see it as being used to attack. Have you ever here in this country that any president has been called to come and answer questions after his regime? Have you? How many ministers after a regime? At most, maybe 2 or 3.
We'll tell them money they borrow and steal.
So whenever you are with the federal executive, EFCC will not see you. They will only be going to people who are. So what I'm saying is that we're having this problem we have in this country because those who call security agencies who are supposed to enforce law are not enforcing law. They are enforcing the interests of certain individuals. That's why you will see police who will provide security during election will be working as if it's a party of it's a security department of a particular party.
Of a party.
That's why you will see before election they will be arresting people in the name of they are investigating them. Then after the election, there won't be any investigation again.
The case will die.
The case will die. So if we don't have, and it's not as if those people don't know the law, then they have an interest, intention. Sometimes they are not even being sent by those in government. So speaking, they are just being overzealous. They want to be noticed. They want to show that look, they are doing well, they are supporting the government or whatever. And they even see that what Bobrisky was alleged to have said or that to do. They see that as tarnishing their image, and they want to punish him or her for that. So anything that, in fact, I'm not sure that you're going to get any justice in any way, in any committee that is set up.
Thank you so very much. Just before we coast home, High Chief Peter Ame, my last question. Understandably, it's believed that the Minister of Interior has done a great job. Of course, we must give flowers to whom it is due. But in this particular matter, it's under his purview, it's under his umbrella. What do you think would be the best message to him to ensure that all of this, of course, winds off?
For me, the Minister of Interior should stop using Bobrisky to elevate his performance in one week because of the planned reshuffling of cabinet that is coming. I also want to be able to tell the lawyer in the studio, the one that talked about EFCC. First and foremost, EFCC have done some good job. Yes, they have. We need to review the EFCC Act to empower them more. But to say the EFCC have not done anything is not true. EFCC have put governors in prison. They have put ministers in prison. I have a friend who is a minister who is undergoing trial today. We see a lot of record. Sometimes they say if a father is in the parlor or in the house, it's better than when there's no father at all. The fear of the presence of the father will actually cause fears through the spine of the children. So let the FCC remain. Let's strengthen it. Let them continue to do their work. Let them continue to, try to, people don't even know why FCC was put together. It was in 2003 when Obasanjo was running around for debt relief, and then the time was put. You must bring out to tell us that this month we were going to do not be stolen. And that's why FCC, ICPC, Public Procurement Act and all that was there. And Madam Due Process came on board. That was the reason, because I have people who are on that committees and we discussed a lot of these issues. And for the electoral offenses issues, why after the election you get nothing. I'm not a lawyer, but I've been in politics for quite a while, and I sit down on the lot of legal table to go through this condition. It's because there's this power given to Attorney General of the state. He knows, both of them know. It's called nolli prosequi. Whatever you pronounce it very well. The fact is that when these electoral offenses are committed in the state, and the governor in that state wins, Attorney General against those who have perpetrated them because they have done it in favor of their party. So we have put in recommendation to the National Assembly for that same power on the electoral matters to be removed from the authority for them not to have the power of knowledge prosecution when it comes to electoral offences. And that's why you see Justice Wade, the electoral violence reform panel of 2011, saying that we should unbundle the commission, the INEC itself, and then create an electoral offences commission out of it, so that they will be able to have a system, that work very well. And EFCC case, the state governors have never asked that INEC should be abolished. They have never come together in the INEC should be abolished because they still have a way of manipulating the process, and they are not calling it a federal body because they still have a way of enjoying the rigging process. So why is the focus on EFCC? Why is the focus? If you say EFCC does not bite, why so much focus? Why so much investment? We know the first state governor that went to court before that joined in is Yaya Bello state, my state, where the Ododo was the first attorney general. His attorney general of my state was the first that applied. Is it because Yaya Bello, his predecessor, is under trial? So we must look at this case whether it has interest or it has merit or not. But when you see a hand that is trying to steal public where we stealing public resources and acting that the watchdog that is complaining about that thing they are abolished, then it calls to question what intention they have, why they are pressing on the neck of the EFCC. I do not support the EFCC that the governors are doing the right thing. I'm against that, and I will firmly stand that the governors are the emperors on this country. They have manipulated our resources, they have embezzled our money, they have impoverished our people, and they should always, even if they have just the shadow of the EFCC against them, let it continue to hunt them for the rest of their life. And for the Interior Minister, take your hand off Bobrisky issue. Tell all your agencies or whatever agencies that are holding Bobrisky to release him or charge him to court. He has committed no offense in my own eyes, and we cannot allow the fundamental right of any Nigerian to be undermined. It is not good for our people. It's not good for young people. It's not good for the confidence of Bobrisky as a person. It diminishes his courage to come to fight for what he believes in. Everybody's life is within the lawyer narrated where it's a crime and where it's not a crime, what is a crime, what's not a crime. Thing is that the Nigerian authority are suppressing the fundamental right of Bobrisky, and they should discontinue such acts immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please let me just quickly
please do.
what Chief said.
I
think Chief is trying to look at this issue based on morality. Now look at what about law here. Yes, the government may not be doing something that's not wrong. The federal are doing the same thing. The president is doing the same thing. How many people have been investigated in the presidency? Do you know Joe was alleged again with whatever? What have been done against him? And everybody invited him. We say because of that.
That I do.
But we're not even getting one thing right. The presidency and the federal government is trying to bring everything. So look at the government. We will soon see the effect thereafter. Whereby now they will be directly under control of the federal. The federal will not be able to use them the way they want to use them. So we're not saying government will not misuse them. That is the law. The law says this is we are in a federating system. How can the federal agency be prosecuting my thing? How can I have my own?
Money is coming from the federation account.
Let me even say that. Why
money is coming from the federation account?
The corporation of the EFCC, Chief, why should the corporation of the EFCC be the sole responsibility of the federal government when all the states are part of it? The money that comes from the federal government are coming from the states. The money they share as allocated are coming from the states.
How many of the states have control of our own wealth?
The money they share as allocation are coming from the states. The federal have no business they are doing. Where are they money from? They don't have any.
It's a polluted federal.
They get money from states. So the states will have
anytime we step on federalism,
Yes.
anytime we step on federalism, everybody's voice will be high.
Yes.
Our federalism
What we're practicing is a convoluted system. You see, this if the how do you explain the process when you say it's federalism? Well, federalism means that every state you have power to control its own issues. But now you now have one federal government that stands as a godfather or a big brother. That carry all the resources, or the headmaster carry all the resources, then share and say, you state take this one, you take this one, you take this one. you take this one. Now set up one EFCC. I say, EFCC, go and check whether they are spending that money well. It's like a principal and the pupil relationship. So that is why, if you look at the first prayer in that suit against EFCC, the first prayer is that, once funds have been given to state, the federal government should divest itself of authority over those funds and should not command any other guys, whether EFCC, NFIU, or proceed of crime, whatever, to come and investigate to find out how that works. They are not saying that let us allow us to set up our own system. I don't agree with that. For them to set up their own, I don't agree with that because the governors will override whatever it is. But I'm saying that reconstitute EFCC, retool it or scrap it because they are becoming very useless.
Really,
you understand? Then get an institution, constitute a proper institution who will look into those affairs.
Yes. It's actually very interesting that we're moving from Bobrisky to this. It's very interesting. Yes, all right. So let's have your button shot, Chief.
For me, it talks about one federal government that share money. The way money is shared is in the constitution. We have exclusive and non-exclusive legislative list. We have concurrent list. What state manage, what federal government manage is clear.
Is that federalism?
You go back to the constitution. The state, please, can I finish?
Yes,
the state have a lot of authority. What have they done? They have overriding right on land. Kogi is about 30,000 square kilometers. What has they done to improve the life of the people with so much power that they have? Look, we cannot continue to try to.
Also remember that those things under the land have been taken away by the federal government.
Yes.
You all remember that those things under the land that you say they have.
That is it.
The oil is under the land of the United States and that's why it's taking the money.
Meanwhile, you have a principle.
You have a principle
of law that says now whatever is in the land belongs to the owner of the land.
Is that the governors have so much power? Look, they have state independent election commission. They have put it in their armpit. Nobody can win election in the state. The governors are worst when it comes to management of power. And for me, I do not believe that the federal government is doing anything that is perfect too. But what I'm saying is that what we have, we cannot wake up every day and say federalism. People say true federalism. There's nothing like true in federalism. It's federalism or not federalism. What we should know is that I'm a student of political science, and you can't study anywhere that is true. It's just federalism. What I'm saying is that we cannot have we can create our own system of governance that work for us. We have a people whose sense of reasoning is perverted. People citizens on the street do not think the way other citizens think. We can create a system. That's why Bobrisky woke up in 2000 and they hand over local government election to the state. In 1998, it was the federal system that conducted local. Everybody won. Until we start to manage our system gradually, we cannot throw the baby away with the bathwater. EFCC.
No, we are not saying they throw EFCC away. We are saying they should do it properly.
All right, I think I would love maybe we would have a special a program where we really fleshing this out so very well. But this is just about the time we have. And I want to really appreciate High Chief Peter Ame for being part of our program today. Thank you so very much, Chief. We appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, Pastor Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you as always. Thank you, Pastor Vansufeli. Thank you so very much. All right, the people, I would love to believe you enjoyed our show today, just like we did right here in the studios. But please do well to visit us. You can find more on this particular story at enterprisetvnews.com. And also, you may watch this after we finish, of course, streaming this. You can watch this on our YouTube channel that is at Enterprise TV 7. On behalf of the entire team of Enterprise Television, I am Henry E. Gbebike.
And I'm Choma Okohe.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.